Hello and welcome back to In Response EDH. As always, I'm your host Albert, and thank you again for joining us for another great Commander gameplay video. On today's episode, we have Sam returning with his Bad Gifts Blim deck. This deck doesn't really try to win the game, but more so try to make you lose the game. It is jam-packed with spells that have terrible downsides that he would like to donate to you. So enjoy cards like Demonic Pact or Lich's Mastery. And if you don't think that's fun, just wait till you have to resolve an illicit auction or a thieves auction. He decides to start the game off with Waste Not, Rakdos Signet, Lightning Greaves, Badlands, Luxury Suite, Sulphurous Mire, and a Command Tower. Next we have Daniel, back with his commander Jirina Kudro. This is a human tribal deck. He wants to flood the board with a bunch of humans, pump them up with a bunch of anthem effects, and send his creatures into the red zone for big damage. He keeps an opening hand with General Kudro of Draneth, Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, Lava Brink Venturer, Containment Priest, Knight of Dusk, Nomad Outpost, and a basic Plains. Also joining us again is Joseph, and today he's brought Inalla, Archmage Ritualist. This is another tribal deck, but this time wizards. He swears it's not a combo deck, but we'll just have to wait and see about that. Joseph just wants to play a bunch of wizards, make hasty copies of them with his commander's Eminence ability, and double up any enter the battlefield triggers they may have. His starting hand consists of Windfall, a Fetal Grifter, Corpse Augur, Bloodline Necromancer, Underground Sea, Reliquary Tower, and an island. Last but not least, Derek is back, and this time he's looking to burn the table while gaining a ton of life with his commander, Piru the Volatile. It tries to keep the board under control by sacking his commander and killing all non-legendary creatures. It also sports quite a few cards that deal incidental damage to keep your life total nice and low. His opening hand consists of Talisman of Indulgence, Karmic Guide, Clackbridge Troll, Bojuka Bog, Fury Calm Snarl, Sacred Foundry, and a Command Beacon. Before we get started, we would like to remind you, if you enjoy our content and would like to support the channel, consider becoming a patron. When you do, you're not only contributing to the channel's growth, but you're also being entered in our monthly giveaways, as well as receiving patron-only perks. All proceeds of our Patreon are reinvested back into the channel to bring you the best content possible. We would also like to thank our new sponsor, Dragon Shield. Hit the link in the description of this video to check out the best products out there to protect your cardboard. With that said, and the introductions out of the way, let's start the game. Sam wins the die roll and starts us off by playing a tapped Sulphurous Mire. Joseph plays an Underground Sea. Derek plays a Fury Calm Snarl, untapped by revealing a Sacred Foundry. Daniel plays a tapped Nomad Outpost and then passes. Sam plays a Luxury Suite on his turn. He then taps out and casts a Waste Not. Joseph just plays a basic island and passes. Derek shocks in a Sacred Foundry, losing 2 life, and taps out to cast a Talisman of Indulgence. Daniel starts by playing a Plains and casts Thalia, Guardian of Thraben.
Non-creature spells cost 1 more.
Non-creature spells. God damn it. Handful of non-creatures.
Sam starts his turn off by playing a Command Tower as his land drop. He then has to pay 3 to cast a Rakdos Signet. Joseph draws and plays a Reliquary Tower. He then taps out to cast his first wizard, a Fetal Grifter. Derek draws for turn and plays a tapped Bojuka Bog for no value. He then ends his turn. Daniel starts his turn playing a tapped Savide Triumph. He then just moves to combat and swings Thalia at Sam. Sam starts turn 4 by playing a Badlands. After that, he taps 4 to cast a Pendant of Prosperity and donates it to Derek.
You can use it right now. Draw a card and put a land into play. Yeah. And I can do it too.
I'm going to.
Thank you.
He then puts an Urborg into play, and Derek a command beacon. When Daniel asks why he chose Derek, Sam replies,
Because Derek's my friend.
Joseph plays a mountain, and taps out to cast a commander sphere. He then moves to combat and swings his Grifter at Daniel for 1 damage. After that, he passes to Derek. Derek starts by playing a high market. Sam then offers Derek some great advice.
Help me help you by paying 2 into that pendant.
Derek chooses to end his turn and passes to Daniel. Daniel draws and pays an extra 1 mana to cast an Orzhov Signet. He then just goes to combat and swings at Sam again.
Derek, would you like to do something?
Not right now.
It's my turn.
I know. Do you want me to do it on your turn?
Huh?
Do you want me to do it on your turn?
Sure, yeah, why not?
Alright, I promise to do it on your turn.
At the end of my turn.
Sam then casts a Fellwar Stone, followed by a Lightning Greaves. With nothing else, he ends his turn. But before Joseph starts his turn, Derek holds up his end of the bargain.
Oh, we're in stuff. We're doing the thing.
Yay! Would have been better on my turn though, but
Yeah.
Joseph starts the turn off by paying 4 to cast Windfall, causing everyone to discard their hands and draw 6 new cards.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you guys discard? I have a waste knock.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, okay, so
They all start lining up the cards they discarded. He makes a bunch of mana, draws some cards, and most importantly,
No.
Yeah, I got a lot of fucking zombies. Okay.
I like this.
Make that count. That was a costly windfall.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate it, dude.
No.
I'm not swinging. Everything's fine, guys.
Derek starts his turn, drawing a card and casting a Talisman of Hierarchy. Derek starts tapping his mana, and Sam has some more friendly advice for him.
You're spending too much, Derek. Make sure you leave just make sure you leave 2 available for the.
I play Anime Dead.
I
What's
don't-
in your guys?
He chooses to reanimate the Karmic Guide in his graveyard. Then with the Karmic Guide's ETB, he chooses to have Karavik the Merciless return to the battlefield.
Derek. Can we
It's
prosper?
it's your turn.
Derek, can we prosper?
Huh?
Can we prosper?
Yeah. I said I'd do it on your turn.
Like right now? At the end of my turn? I have to discard?
Daniel draws and plays a Scoured Baron, gaining a life.
Discount Barons again in life.
Congratulations. So happy for you. Derek, that's not coming at me, right? Because we're prospering together.
I mean, yeah. Don't point those zombies at me, and nothing happens to you.
About Chaplain.
I mean, I actually want you to have your zombies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sam draws for turn and plays a tap Drossford's Bridge as his land for turn. The table forgot about the Karavik trigger, and Derek chooses Thalia to take 3 damage, killing her off. Sam then taps 1 to cast a Mana Vault, and Derek deals 1 to Joseph's Wizard. After that, he uses the Mana Vault to help cast his commander, Blim, Comedic Genius.
Who do you want to take the damage? I'll let you choose. Listen, there you go. Well, there you go. Daniel. Sam says
His face, not your creature. Your creature's fine.
Sam follows that up by casting a Destructive Urge and enchanting Blim with it. Derek lets Sam deal the 3 damage to Daniel's face again. He then attaches the Lightning Greaves to Blim, and moves to combat and swings his commander at Daniel. Daniel can't block and has to sacrifice a land. Sam does give him a consolation prize in the form of a Destructive Urge though. Because Blim did damage and both Derek and Daniel now have control of one of Sam's permanents, they each lose a life and discard a card. They both discard a creature card, causing Sam to create 2 more zombies with the Waste Knot. On his end step, Derek activates the Pendant of Prosperity again, allowing each to draw a card and play a land. Joseph draws for turn and plays a Dragon Skull Summit. He then tries to protect himself from Sam's board by casting Propaganda. Derek again allows Sam to point the damage from Karavik, and Sam chooses Joseph this time. After that, he casts Aether Adept, then Sam chooses Joseph again to take another 3 with Karavik. As it enters, he uses the Innalla's ability to make a copy of the Aether Adept. He then chooses to bounce Karavek with the ETB ability of the clone, and the original bounces itself back to his hand. He then moves to combat and attacks Sam with the clone. Sam must have thought it had flying and a 1/1 because he chooses not to block and only marks down 1 life instead of 2. Derek then starts his turn, choosing not to pay the echo cost for the Karmic Guide.
I don't know why Daniel would play such a terrible card. Huh? Daniel, why would you put a Destructive Urge in your deck?
Derek then casts his commander, Piru the Volatile.
Oh, it flies.
Oh no, he doesn't have 2 mana.
Oh no.
Go ahead.
Daniel starts his turn playing an Ash Barrens, followed by casting Negan the Cold-Blooded.
So I'm gonna target you.
I mean, I already know what you're gonna think. Oh.
Was it Blim?
Huh? Yeah.
Yep, it was Blim.
Alright. Oh, Destructive Urge. What do you have against your own Destructive Urge?
And I get a treasure token.
Sam doesn't seem to appreciate losing his commander and fires off a Hydra Mauling targeting Negan. Sam then starts his turn, losing 1 life from not untapping his mana vault. He then taps 6 mana to cast Coveted Jewel. As it enters, he gets to draw 3 cards. Sam quickly moves to combat and swings his whole zombie army at Daniel. Daniel chooses to take the full hit and drops to 2.
Have Zancha.
Oh god.
Draw 2 off of you.
Oh my god.
Would you like to do something about that?
What do you want me to do about it?
Oh, okay, just die then.
He then goes to activate Zancha. This drains Daniel for the last of his life, and Sam ends his turn. Joseph untaps and draws.
I'll cast Wanderland Prophet.
Oh, that's a combo piece, isn't it?
There's no combos in here, just deal damage.
Yeah, okay, Inalla doesn't have a combo.
I mean, I just built Wizard Tribal.
No, that's an infinite turns combo.
It is an infinite turns combo.
As it enters, Joseph attempts to make a copy of it with his commander. In response to the ability, Derek uses High Market to sacrifice Piru, dealing 7 damage to each creature on board and gaining him 112 life.
I didn't play an infinite combo.
I didn't even know.
I'm playing Bad Gift Blim. I mean...
I literally only put it in here because it's a wizard.
He doesn't mark his life total correctly and should be at 150. Derek starts his turn and...
I think I just win.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's
Is that Black Reservoir?
yeah.
Chef. Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
All right.
Congratulations, Derek, on snatching a victory from the jaws of defeat. Derek seemed to benefit from the bad blood between Sam and Daniel. He even won some favor and protection from Sam and his zombie army by letting him choose where to direct the Karavek triggers. In the end, his commander came in clutch, being able to wipe the board at instant speed and stop Joseph in his tracks. Joseph said he didn't run any combos in this deck, but the game determined that was a lie. He was definitely set up to take infinite turns, more than likely winning the game, but Derek had the perfect answer on board with High Market to sacrifice Piru. Other than that, we didn't get to see too much action out of the Wizard Tribal deck. Sam and Daniel had beef from the game they played prior to this one that carried over into this game, so it was no surprise that Sam had it out for Daniel and wanted him gone as soon as possible. Sam tends to be the wild card of the play group, while Daniel is usually the fun police and tries to keep everyone from getting too out of control. So getting these two in a pod together usually ends in some salty plays. Sam definitely looked like he was in control with all the value he got from Joseph casting a windfall with Waste Not on the field, but other than being able to demolish Daniel that last turn, never got the opportunity to finish off the rest of the table since it never got back to his turn. Well, that's a wrap on this episode. Make sure to like the video and leave a comment, and if you aren't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Before we go, we'd like to give a big thank you to our amazing patrons. We are glad to have your support and thankful for each and every one of you. We here at In Response would like to thank you for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure you follow us on our social medias. We also stream every Friday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome day.